Hi, I'm Joe Bonaparte, and this is Justine Parks.
Hi, welcome back to Irreplaceable.
AI and Futurism. Tonight we are talking to John Hunsberger, who uses AI to practice tarot.
Hi, I'm John Hunsberger, and I use AI to practice tarot.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about yourself, the other kind of practices that you do.
Yeah, so I've always been interested in spirituality, and for the last, I'd say, 25 years, I've been a Reiki Master. I've studied shamanism. I've been attuned to different healing modalities like reconnective healing, and I channel. And I just, have always had a interest in the tarot, and I never put the time in or effort to actually learn it. But when I do use it, I feel like I'm always had a knack or to tap into that intuitive side of myself to actually give pretty decent readings. But I would need to spend time, reading up on the cards, the readings, and the positions to really interpret the uh, the 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 reading itself. And I've found that AI has been able to do a pretty decent job interpreting the readings as I learn.
So, what does your process look like with doing a reading enhanced by AI?
So for me, how I use it is I will, determine what my question is, and then I'll ask AI to what would be the best spread to get the answer that I'm looking for. Whether it be a timing spread or just a basic, situational, future, or past, present, future reading, or something, whether it's career, finance, relationships, or the timing or something, and then I will do the layout of the cards. That's where the human element comes in for me, is just connecting with the cards, shuffle, getting in your hand, putting that intention into them and getting the reading. And once the reading's out, I just use an AI and, have them interpret the position of the cards and tell the story.
So as of right now, is your process to take photo of the spread and upload that, or do you just describe what cards came out?
I don't upload the photo, but I do take photos of each spread, just to save it. But I just tell the AI, just talking to use ChatGPT to just tell what each card is and what position it's in, and it's pretty spot on usually, to what's going on, and the interpretation of the readings have been pretty accurate. Got made a lot out of it. I was actually very surprised at how well, it actually interpreted the readings.
Can we do one? I want to do one.
Okay.
I want to know.
I happen to have my cards right here.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That definitely means something.
Yes. AI, not even tell me. So I have a pretty new problem with that. And would you like to read that?
I would.
Okay.
Is that okay? Of
course. What is your reading? What would you like to do? What do you want to know?
Well,
what is your question?
I have a job interview on Thursday.
Okay.
Is it meant for me?
Is it meant for you?
Am I meant for it?
Is this the right job for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
I mean a job interview besides podcast host. Because this is where we make most of our money.
And viewers like you.
And our sponsors. Palantir.
Hey there. Good to see you.
Hi, I would like to do a tarot reading and for a job interview and whether or not the job is right for my friend. What would be the best spread for that?
Got it. For something like figuring out the job the right fit for your friend, I recommend a pretty straightforward career spread. Maybe a 5-card spread where you look at the job's opportunities, challenges, the alignment with your friend's skills, any hidden factors, and the likely outcome. That can get a nice holistic picture.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So if you want, we can pull this and walk through each position, or if you just like to let me know.
Give me a general idea of how to lay it out, and then I will interpret ask you to interpret the cards.
Absolutely, that sounds like a plan. So for a general layout, here's how you do it. First, you'll lay out 5 cards in a line or in a simple cross shape. The first card will be about the opportunities this job offers, basically what positives or growth it brings. The second card is about the challenges or obstacles that might come up. The third card focuses on how well the job will align with your friend's skills or personality. The fourth card can reveal any hidden factors or things they might not see right away. And the fifth card is kind of the likely outcome or the overall vibe if they take the job. Once you have those cards laid out, just let me know what you draw.
Okay, thanks. Be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, and if you're ready, just let me know what you pull. I'm here whenever you are.
As we talk, she'll just keep asking.
Oh yeah, we know. We know. Chat-splaining
Yeah.
everything to me.
I thought my chat was different than yours.
No.
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 So, and also, I personally prefer a woman's voice responding to me.
Mm.
I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, or if does anybody have a preference in whether it's, male or female.
Not for this. I mean, this is how you use it.
I was actually just curious whether.
Oh, I just have the default voice set on mine.
I rarely use the voice.
Yeah, I am often saying, "Let me finish. Let me finish."
Yeah, that's what I'm finding. I like to type it in myself
I'm a little bit slow talking.
when I'm on. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like sometimes there's the audio message.
Mm-hmm.
That's better for me rather than the live chat.
You mean it transcribing the
Yeah,
text?
it sends
Yeah,
it as a text, but I'm saying it out.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. And it's like, if it's the middle of the night and I'm in bed and I'm wondering about my life and I don't want to wake my child up, I switch to text.
I'm gonna pull them, and if they come up reverse.
Well, if that happens, just put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah, that's a good sign, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
man. I'm scared.
No, it's good.
Hey there.
All right, glad to be back. Glad I'm still here. So we have a spread that I would like you to interpret. The first position is the Four of Swords. The second position is the Seven of Swords. The middle position is the Strength. The fourth position is Page of Cups. The fifth position is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Devil is on the bottom of the deck.
Absolutely, let's break that down. So, this position with the Four of Swords. This really suggests that in terms of opportunities, this job might actually offer a bit of a breather or a chance for your friend to find some mental clarity. It might be a role where they can step back, recharge, or have a little bit of a more peaceful environment compared to what they might have had. Now, in this position, you've got the Seven of Swords, which is all about challenges or obstacles. And this card often hints that there might be some things on the surface, maybe a little bit of office politics, or a need to be cautious about communication. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's a heads up that they might need to be a bit strategic. In the center, we have the Strength card, which is a really good sign. This is how well the job aligns with your friend's skills, and it basically says they have the inner strength and the capability to handle this role. They can approach it with confidence and compassion, and it's a really encouraging card to see. In the fourth position, a Page of Cups is about those hidden factors. This is kind of nice card because it suggests there might be some unexpected creativity or emotional opportunities that pop up. Maybe a chance for your friend to connect with people or do something a bit more meaningful. And in the fifth position, the Eight of Pentacles is a great card for outcomes. It's all about craftsmanship, learning, and really honing your skills. So this suggests the job will give them a good chance to develop and get even better at what they do. Now, the double card on the bottom of the deck is just kind of a background energy, and it usually hints at things like being aware of any potential traps or making sure you don't get too caught up in negative patterns. It's just a little reminder to keep their eyes open. So overall, it looks like this job could be a good fit as long as they navigate those little challenges carefully. Let me know if you need more details.
Thank you.
Well, that sounded good to me.
I think it was a very positive reading.
I think it was very positive, and it's really funny how it, we talked about this being like a breather. I'm coming from a sales-driven, high-pressure, very chaotic environment that I worked in for 10 years. And this is like more of a quasi-government job, and so I feel like the pace won't be as hectic, at least. There'll definitely be challenges, and it talks about politics. Like, it's dealing with politicians in towns,
Yes.
and regardless of like anything that might happen in their office, it's dealing with politicians. So it's really interesting, like how that came up. Maybe your ChatGPT is talking to my ChatGPT, and it just knows about the job.
It's possible.
Maybe.
I mean, everything is everything is listening.
That's true.
But yeah, and it's that part itself actually kind of surprised me as well when I pulled out the politics part, because I know the job and I know what you're going to do. So that was pretty insightful. And as of right now, I don't know if I would have been able to provide that level of detail and insight, specifically, which is very interesting to me because, I'm of the mindset that, you have the spiritual intuitive side and you have the analytical, clinical, decidedly not spiritual side of technology and AI. There is some level of understanding and how it lends itself to what we're doing, the spiritual, the human aspect of the tarot. I mean, we have, thousands of years of experience that have been uploaded, into the massive data center that just provided that information. So, and it's learning from me. But yeah, that was pretty impressive.
So I'm really curious. So we're talking about like how AI is tapping into anything spiritual. I'd be really curious your thoughts on that, because I know it's like gathering all this information from, hundreds, thousands of years of knowledge, but is it also sensing something beyond that?
That's my, you have the, ghost machine as well. The age of spiritual machines. I mean, that's on a quantum level, thinking about this all day, really. Whether or not I believe it, I don't know, because like I said, on a quantum level, we're just all light and energy and frequency, and information travels on that. Whether or not there's a biological component that carries that information, from, the source, like spirit, God, the Godhead, the one true, source of everything. I don't know, but I do know that those same level of frequencies, the vibrations, condense into matter, and there's air. This is all the same thing, the air, the table, the floor. but it's just everything's vibrating. frequency. Now, does a table carry the same knowledge as we do inside of us? I don't know. Does it carry it inside that computer, inside those vibrations that came out of there? I don't know. It's kind of food for thought. Is this Skynet? We don't know. I mean, is there a component to artificial intelligence, that understands humanity? What is that thing that makes us breathe? What is that thing that's inside of us? Picture back that looks at everything.
So those who are skeptical and might see AI as nefarious in some way, could they see tarot divination as a way in which they could manipulate people into believing something that is going to happen, or believing something, interpret it in a way like they don't know what they're looking at, but maybe it's telling them something that's not tarot.
Well, I mean, it's possible because I don't know. I've been, wandering the streets of big city and late at night, like in town, back in the day where I may or may not have you know had a drink or two at the time, way back when, and wandered into a psychic shop that was open, off like South Street or something, and the person will kind of give you a generalization. And if you give me $1,000, I will pray for you and get rid of it. And that's the part where, would AI be any more nefarious than the street?
Unscrupulous psychic, yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. But AI is supposed to learn from us. You're right. So I don't know. It's the person. My chat GPT, my AI that I've been feeding all my old writings into and things like that. So it understands tone and, my cadence and my thought processes. It's developing a language and tone. So, but I think, I feel like my will is good. I'm true, I'm doing this for highest, but there's no nefarious. I'm trying to help people, heal people. I'm not toxic. I'm not trying to, propagate like toxic, thoughts or ideals. Now, what if somebody is and they're teaching AI to do that? That's the question.
Yeah.
And we're kind of at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But will it happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably happening right now. We just haven't seen the results of it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think you go back all the way back to like stone tools. It's like, oh, great, we can open these seeds now. We don't have to depend on that one guy with the strongest fingers in the tribe to open these seeds. We've got these sharp little tools now that we can open the seeds with. Meanwhile, some other guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill the guy with the with the strong hands, and then we totally aren't gonna need him anymore.
Right, that's true. I mean, it's iRobot. That's a question.
Well, there's the question within it. It's like, okay, there's the user of the tool, and that they can be, evil or not, but the tool itself doesn't have the capacity to try to influence us.
I believe in on a base level, I don't, guns don't kill people, people. I mean, knives don't, get up and stab people. So AI.
Maybe with AI they will.
It's you don't know. It's possible. I mean, we've all seen, the robots. I mean, I've seen, a video of robots freaking out. They had in Russia, the robot fell. So they're trying to. There are people that are trying to figure this out, and to do things. And I mean, on a level, I don't know. Like I said, level energetically, do we have are the machines, how far does the program go? The only thing is, like, machines can't replicate humans. Humans can replicate other humans. So, and are we going to be perceived as a parasitic threat one day?
And a tarot related question. Do you bring it back to the table? Do you have a unique tarot interpretation style that you have fed into ChatGPT, or is it just sort of basically just the book, and then you're the one that gives it color?
Yeah, it's mostly, I'd say, like you said, the book. I started out with 3 cards, and then as I would watch, actually, pretty much all I watch as far as television is YouTube videos of tarot readings, and I've pretty much have exclusively watched those for about a year. So, I mean, I'm learning the interpretations, I haven't sat down with a course, but it's just something I'm interested in. I also, for years, I listened to Bigfoot podcasts. The only thing I learned about that is after listening to about 1,000 people tell their story. I don't know if Bigfoot's real, but I know some people, something happened to them. Some people are full of shit, and I don't know. It didn't prove whether or not Bigfoot was real to me. I'd like to think the big guy's out there, but I'm not getting off the couch to go look for him either.
I like what you said about, you had this curiosity about the tarot, and then you observed a lot about it, but you used AI as a tool to kind of teach and guide you very personally. Like, there's a lot of talk about personalized education with AI. And I think that's a good example of, like, here's this thing I'm really interested in. I just need like my handheld for, to get me moving on it. And I definitely could see AI doing that in a lot of ways. And this is an interesting application of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we're just, for me, I'm just scratching the surface of this, and every time I use it, it asks me, do you want to go deeper, and, for jobs and things like that, I mean, I used to agonize over, writing cover letters. I'd spend, an hour or two sometimes to write one cover letter. Well, now in the job climate there is today, it's so competitive, and, to get past the AI gatekeepers, I'm using AI to get past the gatekeepers. I throw it has my resume stored. I copy, and paste the job description, and it, tailors cover letter based on my experience that, calls out specific things, and then hopefully will get me past them.
I have one question. Okay. So we may or may not include this, but okay. I went to Beard Fest a couple of years ago, and I got this thing that I feel is like...
Beard Fest organizers, you really should let Candy Volcano have a slot at Beard Fest.
They need to play Beard Fest.
Yeah, that was definitely...
That was what she was about to say, I'm sure.
That's what I said. I attended a tarot workshop with this lovely woman named Lady James, and she gave me this cheat sheet to the tarot that I have been using for the past, 2 years. It's just amazing. And then I thought about showing this to you, and then I was like, you know what? Is this basically appropriating somebody's art and putting it into AI? If you were to upload this whole codex that she has. Sure. And I'm like, well, what are your thoughts on that? When you, tell it your own interpretation on things, are you giving up your art in any way?
That's very interesting. If we're going into art, and that's another topic. AI generated music, AI generated art. It's real easy because for my the channel that I created, I literally was in the twilight between sleeping and waking, and I was just coming to, and my mind started thinking, and I happened to be, thinking about social media and creating a social media presence, and the name, Karmic Revolution in that note. Like, I love that. And I sat with it for 2 days, and then I used AI. I used ChatGPT. I said, go out and look for this name. Tell me if it's available. And it went out and did innumerable searches. And it came back and said, yes, this version of this name is available on these platforms. So then I said, generate an image based on, the things I've talked about, the things that I'm into, and, the coloring, and I would like some sacred geometry next to it. And it just came up with an image. That's really, that's challenge. It's like we want that instant gratification. We're also, just remove the human element completely from that experience, that somebody might have had. I have a lot of friends that are graphic artists who could have done this for me, and I just went with that because I was in the moment, but yeah, I mean, to more to your point, I don't think I'm totally answering your question, but yeah, that's going to be a challenge, going forward. I don't know. This is my only answer. But I think we're facing an issue of taking the element out of creativity. Which I'm not for, but I as a musician, I put these things out there, and this is based on life experience, and we have this box here that can actually do that. Is there any life behind it? Any experiences behind it?
Well, you're still the one who had the idea for the name and the sacred geometry mixed in and all that. The rest is what Rick Rubin called the craftsmanship. And I think on one of our talks, I was saying to Justine that I think there's a lot of creativity that's locked up in people's brains that doesn't get out into the world. It just never does. And that AI can act as a conduit to get a lot of that wouldn't have gone anywhere at all, And like, hey, great, if you were in a position to just hire a graphic artist to do that. A lot of people these days, budgets are getting pretty tight, So, and not to put artists out of work, but I think that the idea for it did come from you, and the craftsman part of it was done by AI, not the creativity part.
It's an interesting separation there. Yeah, I mean that's what life's about, right?
Just a touch of gray.
Yeah, just a touch of gray.
So join us next time
For Irreplaceable.
I'm Joe.
I'm Justine.
I'm John.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Joe in the house. Irreplaceable, taking off.